Okay, we've spoken about suvats, but suvats only work with constant acceleration. If it's variable, it's a bit different. Let me explain. So, whenever we have changing velocities, changing displacements, and changing accelerations, we have it as a function of time. For this example, s equals 9t minus t cubed. So how are we going to work out what s is when t is 1? Well, all we're going to do is we're going to sub in t equals 1. So therefore, s is equal to 9 times 1 minus 1 cubed, which is simply equal to 8 meters, okay? The same thing can be applied when s is equal to 0. So at what point would whatever body, it's a body, when it moves into the origin? So this time, 9t minus t cubed is equal to 0. Yeah? So now it's just finding out what t is. This one's pretty straightforward. All we're going to do is factorize it. So we'll take t out of the equation. And, sorry, no, not t. T times 9 minus t squared, which is equal to 0. And then, of course, we need to factorize that again. That's the difference of two squares, so it's the same as t times 3 minus t, 3 plus t. So, for these solutions, right, t is equal to 0 for this example. T is equal to 3 for this example. But for this one, we know that t is minus 3, isn't it? But we don't count it because we can't go back in time. So that is the fundamentals about function of time. Does this video make sense? Well, make sure you subscribe so you never miss a video from me. Now, let's go over this example. A particle P moves on the x-axis. At time t, the velocity is v, and the direction of x is increasing. So, when v is equal to 8t minus 2t squared, how long will it take for the particle to turn into instantaneous rest? Well, what do we know? At rest, v is equal to 0, isn't it? So therefore, we can write down that 8t minus 2t squared is equal to 0. And now all we need to do is we need to find what t is by factorizing. So let's factor out, what can we factor out? We can factor out 2t. And then in the brackets will be 4 minus t. And that's equal to 0. So we know that t is equal to 0. And we know that t is equal to 4. Okay? Now, find the greatest speed of the particle during this interval. What we can do here is let's sketch the graph. So as a quadratic, this is what it would look like. If this is v and this is t, it would look something like this, wouldn't it? This is 0 and this is 4. So all we need to do to find the max speed is literally look down the line of symmetry. T is equal to 2, isn't it? So at t equals 2, v equals max, which is equal to 8 times 2 minus 2 times 2 squared, which is simply equal to 16 minus 8, 8 meters per second. Okay? Also seconds and seconds. Make sure you don't forget your units. So all it is understanding how the graphs work. Still unsure? Well, make sure you join my Discord server and ask me whatever questions you want down below. Now, let's look at this one. At time t equals 0, a particle moves in a straight horizontal line from a point O and then returns to the starting point. We're told that the distance is given by s is equal to 3t squared minus t cubed. Given that the model is valid, find the value of t, giving your answer. Okay. So, we're told, first and foremost, that it returns to O. Yeah? So, what can we do? Is we can find what t is. So, at origin, s is equal to 0. And what we're looking for is we're looking at the point at which it returns to the origin. Okay? So 3t squared minus t cubed is equal to 0. So what we can do is factor out t. And that will be the same as 3t squared, 3t minus t squared. Okay, which is equal to 0. And we can factor out t again. So that would just be 3 minus t. Okay, so therefore t is equal to 0. That's at the start, right? I'm going to label this. This is at the start of the question, right? And it returns at t is equal to 3 seconds. And that's when it, what's it called? Returns. Okay? Now, we're told the model is only valid when s is equal to 0. So why, then, is t equal to 3 seconds? It's because the particle is going in the opposite direction. Does that make sense? So, if we look at this from a graphing perspective, it would look something like... okay, let's just say for simplicity's sake, it will look something like this, right? Where this is 0 and this is 3, okay? At this point, the only way is down, isn't it? Here, it's a decreasing function. To prove my point, let's do t equals 3.1, right? Then 3 times 3.1 squared minus 3.1 cubed, that's equal to, you can plug this into your calculators, minus 0.961 meters, right? Which is less than 0. So therefore, the model isn't valid anymore. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this video made sense. Do you guys want to pass your exams with flying colors? Well, you can get tutored by me. Drop me an email to get a meeting and a quote. Keep on learning, as you have no idea what you're capable of doing.